And welcome to another video. Now, did you see the intro? Missing an open goal. It's one of those things that would make you want to pull your hair out. There are sometimes when a simple true pass is either underhit or overhit. Sometimes your player runs in the opposite direction from the ball. That's one that has happened to me a lot as well. Some other stuff where you sometimes it's almost as if you're playing a game and you're no longer in control of your players. Your players are running all over in different directions and you've completely lost control. I don't know if it has happened to you, or sometimes they can be so sluggish. It's almost as if they're running in muck while your opponent is, a fleet-footed gazelle. All your opponent's players are just whizzing past you and boom, 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 boom. Your goalkeeper is helpless to stop them. His reactions are very slow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever played a game where you know what you're doing? You're not a beginner at the game. Pro Evolution Soccer and PES. I'm looking at these ones now. You're not a beginner at the game. You're throwing the passes. It's a routine you've done so well before. Pass, 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 turn, pass, shoot. They are not working. Your opponent has besieged your penalty area and he's hitting you with everything he has got. You manage to break the siege. You hoof the ball up for your attacker, Aubameyang or Mbappe, something you've done so many times. All they have to do is chase the ball and get it. Oh no, the ball is going to go right back and the siege continues. And you're like, what the hell is going on here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're not crazy. You're not out of your mind either. If this stuff happens to you and all you do is simply put the phone down and give it a rest, you're a better man than I am. If you try so much to prove that PES is a glitch and that you can play better than this, well, welcome to the club, people. You've been scripted. Yes, scripted. Now that will take us to the question, what is a script? Well, a script can simply be defined as when a game or match has a predetermined outcome. No matter what the players or actors do is necessarily going to change outcome that has already been predetermined. It's basically WWE wrestling at this point, where before a match, both wrestlers already know. If you had maybe Kane and The Miz, for example, The Miz already knows he's going to lose to Kane. Or okay, fine, let's flip the script now. Kane knows he's going to lose to The Miz. Obviously, he's going to beat the shit out of The Miz, but he's going to slip, and then something will happen, and then Miz is going to get him from behind, toss him over, do a belly roll, 1, 2, 3, yay, Miz wins. And it will be like, well, in real life though, Kane is going to beat the snot out of The Miz and win. But it's a scripted match. Sorry, WWE is scripted. Well, let's get back to our Pro Evolution Soccer now, or FIFA or whatever. Scripting is real. I don't really think there should be much discussion about it at this point, although there are people who are going to argue from now to tomorrow that all of you complain about scripting are just bad players. Learn to play better. I disagree. This is my personal opinion. Scripting is real. It's here to stay. Yeah, sometimes when you play so well, you win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches, and then the 6th or the 7th, you can't play anything. You're not crazy at all. You're not out of your mind. It's real. I'm telling you, the script is real. And sometimes the script works for you or it works against you. Now, why does scripting exist? Well, first of all, imagine new players who are picking up a game for the first time and they're playing against older players, and let's imagine that scripting didn't exist, that it was all based on the skill gap. Obviously, a new player coming in doesn't really have that much skills than somebody who has been playing the game for a year, 2 years, probably even 3 years. When they meet, what do you think is going to happen? Especially on PES Mobile, where you collect cards. The older player is going to beat the newer one. It's true. And if a new player plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games and gets his ass kicked, they're going to drop the game psychologically because they have no attachment to the game. The game isn't giving them any enjoyment. It's only raising their high blood pressure. And like, I'm done with this. Uninstall. It's true. But if you can write the script of the game in a way that a new player is going to get some wins over older players, you're going to get them, invested in the game mentally, emotionally. So sometimes when those of us who are at 1,300 and above get our ass kicked by players who are rated 800 or 900, that's the script trying to keep new players. That's that. PES especially is trying to be lifelike. They want to bring in concepts such as, like a great upset, giant killing, that last minute press where you're pressing for the last goal, type of stuff that happen in real life. You're hanging on for a draw, it's 1-1, and then your opponent keeps coming at you, and with the very last shot of the game, a goal they have no right scoring, it goes in, boom, they're celebrating, and you're like, that goal had no right, that ball had no right going in. My goalkeeper should be better than that. It's all in the script. Hey, sometimes the script even favors you. Yes, it favors me. There are some games where you are in first gear, you never really get out of first gear, but you're comfortably trashing somebody who's from the other end playing their best, they are doing their best, and yet it's almost as if they're doing nothing. You're simply strolling in, 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. I think I played someone, he got to a point that in the 5-goal challenge, I scored 6 goals, and then I was scoring own goals against myself just to help the person. That was before PES decided to bring in a new rule that if you score 3 own goals against yourself, they're going to cancel the game and then give the match over to your opponent. But that's that. Scripting is real, and scripting is here. And companies need scripting. They need scripting to keep their player base happy. They need scripting to keep new players happy and attract newer players. That's okay. Personally, the script has worked for me before. It has also worked against me. Why is scripting bad? Well, one, scripting reduces the skill gap. Yes, there's something called the skill gap. Obviously, if you picked up a game 6 months ago and someone who has been playing it for well over 2 years, the skill level is not going to be the same at all. Yes, I know that there are gifted individuals who pick up a game and in 3 months or 4 months they are good at it, but you can't really compare that experience to somebody who has been through several iterations or generations of the game. What scripting does is, the skill gap is like this, it has reduced it to like this. There's some games I win that I am not sure if I actually deserve to win it. I start second guessing myself. Did I really play well enough to win? Because I never really got out of first gear. There are some games where I give my all, I am 100% focused. I mark all the passes right, I did not play any lazy passes, everything. Then suddenly it's one corner, the ball comes off, he hits my keeper, he hits the bar, he hits a player, and the next thing the ball is in the goalpost, and I'm watching the replays and trying to analyze, how did this ball go in? I never understand it. The next thing, I attack upon attack, wave upon wave on my opponent's defense, and I can't even get past a silver ball defense, despite the fact that I have players like Eric Haaland or Kylian Mbappe. It's like water on a rock or water on the back of a turtle, and boom, the game ends 1-0. I lose, and I'm like, did I play so badly? Scripting takes the joy out of the game, because now you don't really know what you're doing. Sometimes you start, you have to start second guessing yourself. You'd see an opponent and you'd be like, easy peasy, I'm supposed to trash this guy, and then the guy is trashing you, and you'll be like, oh no. You look at the person's squad, you look at yours, and be like, this person couldn't have joined more than, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, and I've been here for 2 years. My squad is way much better. All my players have 100% familiarity with the formation. My coach has 120% familiarity with the squad. What is going on here? Every pass is, all my players are in position. I'm playing the correct players in the correct position. You can't explain it really, and sometimes you just go in and you go in all gung-ho and be like, well, I'm addicted to this game, I'm here to play, let's see what happens. Scripting takes the joy out of the game for me. Scripting it's not really fair, but it's here to stay, and it's never going to go away. It's not. Abandon all hope. In older Pro Evolution Soccer games, when I was growing up, there usually used to be a guy in the neighborhood or a guy at the arcade, the best one, the guy who, no matter what you do, you can't beat him. But these days, I think I played against one of the highest rated players in Nigeria, Sam, I think that's his name. I beat this guy 1-0. After beating him, I think a few weeks later, He couldn't get anywhere near my defense. If he was I went and I checked, I was like, holy shit, this guy's number 5 in Nigeria and I beat him. How did I do that? And I was talking to him and he was like, nah, it doesn't matter. So I beat that guy thinking I was good, only for somebody else to beat me. You never really understand these things, how it works, and that's scripting. Scripting takes the joy out of it. But don't let anybody tell you that scripting doesn't exist. Scripting does exist, and we're going to have to deal with it from now on. So anybody can beat anybody. It depends on how well you can manage the script. I know there are people who have made YouTube videos of how to beat the script, where they talk about playing a certain formation, playing a certain type of player, hoofing the ball out, and then or just like pressing the shot button to kick the ball out and all that, especially if you're under siege. I don't really think they work. If you're going to win, you're going to win. If you're going to lose, you're going to lose. I think that's the way the game is now. Sometimes you can't beat the script, but you have to know that the next game is going to get harder. A very good example of where you meet the script non-negotiable is campaigns. Campaigns are scripted to hell, but scripting also exists in online events, my club, especially when the skill gap is actually a bit wide. Usually if you're playing a game where I'm rated 1321, my opponent is rated 1300, then there's really not that much of a script. The game is actually a bit balanced in a way. But when the skill gap is actually that wide, expect to see some funny stuff happen during the game. Well, that's it. What do you think about scripting? Do you think it exists? Do you think we're just making much ado out of nothing? Do you think scripting doesn't? Whatever it is, I'll be glad to hear the comments in the comment section. My name is Jeffrey. Please do like and subscribe this video if you want to see more Pro Evolution Soccer stuff. I am a big player. I can talk about Pro Evolution Soccer all day long, only if you're interested in listening to it at least. If not, I'd keep my thoughts to myself and then focus on other stuff. Well, that's it on this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do have a nice time. Cheers.